So who are you? First of all,
I am Lottie
yourself.
Corley. I'm Lottie Corley, and I've been only on the spoken word and poet circuit for the last few years, really, since I started university. So,
So what are you doing at uni? Are you
um,
still there?
yeah, I'm still there. So I did the English studies with creative writing BA degree, and now I'm doing my master's degree. So that's just about to finalise.
Masters in the same subject.
In the same subject, yeah.
English studies with creative writing, right? So when you that's supposed to finish? Because that'll have been messed up the last few months, no?
It's not been too bad, to be honest. So that finishes in the middle of September, as long as I get my dissertation in on time.
Oh, I saw that post. So that's what it is. You just the dissertation. How many words is that?
15,000.
Oh, that's not too bad. That's
Not
not
too
too
bad.
bad. It's still a lot, isn't it, though?
Yeah, it's a struggle through a pandemic. But it's not been too bad because we wouldn't have had any talk classes anyway. It was all sort of
Yeah.
home by that point.
Yeah. So, poet, spoken word performer.
Yeah,
What made you decide to do that? You know, is it because of your degree
the
that got you
interest.
into it?
So I've been writing poetry probably since I was about 4 or 5 years old. As soon as I could hold a pen and write coherently, I was writing poetry. Always just page poetry, just for me. Didn't really realize there was a thing out there for spoken word. So it was just kind of for my self-expression, my cathartic ways of getting my emotions down, and never really to be read by anyone apart from when you do those daft poems and greeting cards and things like that. So, but it was always just for me. And then when I started uni, Bob and Andy from Exaban introduced me to open mic nights and spoken word performances that were happening in the Northeast that I just had no idea were around at all at the time. I mean, the first time I got up there and did open mic, I just loved it. I just fell in love with everything about spoken word performances.
Bob and Andy, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's how everyone's first got on.
Yeah.
Isn't it? That's like, my God, they need like, I don't know, thrown somewhere.
Yeah, they do.
So when was your very first performance? Can you remember it?
Yeah, it would have been 2016, so I think, or maybe early 2017. At the Working Men's Club in Borough.
Oh, really? That's a good introduction, eh? How did that go?
Yeah, really well received, actually. It was obviously nerve-wracking, but once you get there, everyone is so supportive.
Yeah.
Everyone in the audience knows how it feels because they've all had their first time, and yeah, it was good and well received. So
yeah,
I want to do it more.
Yeah. There's nothing like it, is there?
No.
So who and what are your inspirations? For your writing or life in general, I guess.
There's all sorts of things. So obviously at school you start off with Caroline Duffy, Maya Angelou, things like that. And for me, Roald Dahl was in there. As a kid, so that kind of just set me off. And till later in life, I didn't realize that it was such a big thing, and it got cool. It was never cool when I was at school. So
Yeah, I agree.
And then since starting uni, the inspirations for me have come from the things that I've learned on the English Studies course itself. So not just poets, but from all aspects of life, culture, everything, just drawing on everything that I've learned and putting that into poetry and expressing my education, I suppose, in poetry. I had the very great pleasure of also being guided and taught a few workshop classes with Joelle Taylor.
Oh yeah.
This is just unbelievable. Just what an inspiration she is, and everything that she does with spoken word and slam.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? Now, like you're saying, that things are it's more cool now. I think it's just that those voices that we would never have heard, even 10 years ago, are now getting a platform. And I think, I agree with you about Joelle. She's like, oh my God, just leaves you breathless, doesn't it? Some of the performances.
Yeah.
We all aspire to be that amazing, you know what I mean? So yeah. So you've mentioned that you're studying at uni. So do you think that for you is obviously probably enhanced your writing, but do you think if you hadn't have gone to uni, you wouldn't have started doing live performances?
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's how you got introduced to it.
Yeah, And as much as I love it and have always wanted to do something with my writing and poetry, it's never been something that I've explored fully in the spoken word. So I just didn't think to look for it really. I mean, there's magazine competitions and things like that I've always looked at and sort of potted about with, but I just didn't realize it was a thing. So without going to uni and realizing how much, how much is out there all across the Northeast, I wouldn't have known, and I don't suppose I'd have gone looking. I'd have gone down sticking with page poetry.
Yeah.
Which is very different, obviously. And now that I'm into spoken word, it's a completely different ball game altogether. It's much more expressive for me.
Well, I just remember your performance at Diverse, which was fantastic. But how afterward, because we're running Diverse, I get a lot of people messaging me afterwards, and the messages I got about you, your performance, you really, honestly, were really, really fantastic. So hopefully in the future, when Diverse comes back, we'll have you back as a headliner. I think.
Thank you very much.
That would be amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, an honour.
So how do you write then? Do you write? Are you really like organised in your writing, or do you do it in a mad kind of way?
It depends what I'm writing for. So if I'm writing for uni, it's a bit more structured and you have to do certain things at a certain time. So that's kind of beside the point. But when I'm doing it for me and when I'm being creative for creative's sake, it's just words on a page that scramble. I never used to edit. Everything that came out just came out in a one. When it hit the page, that's how it hit the page, because that's what it was at the time. And that's kind of how I still am now when I'm writing. Whatever comes out and whatever hits the page stays. I might tweak a few bits, but that ultimately it's just as it happens. Quite often I start the first line thinking that it's going to be a poem about one thing and it ends up being something different.
That's magical, isn't it?
Yeah. Because you end up writing something that you didn't know was in you and it just falls onto the page.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree with that. So you mentioned Caroline Duffy and all them women poets. Do you think as a young woman yourself, do you think still women are really represented as much as they could be in spoken word? Do you think we're doing all right in the Northeast?
I think in the Northeast you're doing fabulously. From what I've seen, been to, experienced, encountered, the people I've spoken with, what's available for people whose voices have in the past been silenced is incredible. With Diverse, what you're doing there and putting voices on a pedestal that didn't have that position before is just amazing. But yeah, I think you're doing an incredible job, and I think the rise of women in poetry and spoken word performances are being taken seriously. I mean, there's still a long way to go with regards to minorities and everything else that we know is going on and being silent. I think as far as the Northeast is concerned, I think everything that you're pushing forward and doing is just incredible. It gives everybody, and I mean everybody, a platform to speak from and supported. Where you can get up there and talk about whatever it is that you want to, and know that you're fully supported by not just the people running the shows, but everyone that's in the audience.
Yeah, that's really important. I think we're really lucky, aren't we, in the Northeast, that our audiences are just so fantastic, aren't they? Like,
welcoming.
It's like such a warm. It's like a warm. It's like a big warm cuddle, isn't it? I've been to a lot of readings in different parts of the country, and it's definitely the warmest up here. I don't know if it's because up north we feel like, you know what I mean? So so on a personal level and a more general level, like global, and not globally necessarily, but why do you think the creative arts are so important, and particularly now, right now?
Okay.
To you, more than that, I guess.
For me personally, it's about expression. It's always been about just getting my emotions down, whether it be in page and now in spoken word, and having a safety in knowing that what I'm writing is being heard, and that reflects on everyone. So the biggest thing for me about the arts is that everybody has a voice, and everybody has that voice being heard. And I think that's massive. It's huge, and it's gaining momentum much more so in the last few years, which is phenomenal. And the arts isn't just about the writing or the art itself. It's about the community that it's building. the confidence that it's building among people.
Yeah.
People sharing values, hearing different points of view, different
Yeah.
perspectives, learning about differences and encompassing everyone. And that's what the arts does on a personal scale and on a huge global scale.
Yeah, I agree completely agree with you. What's lockdown done to you? Has it
Oh.
done anything to you? Has it made you go a bit
My mental
mental?
capacity is just, I don't have any headspace. I've been very poor on my creative side actually through lockdown. I just haven't had the mental capacity for it. I've written 3 pieces, and that was for the wonderful Nabila Ahmed's collaboration that she had with. That's about as much as I've done creatively, but we have had, obviously there's been uni assignments and work. Work is carried on for me, but working from home. So seeing the only 4 walls in my house for 4 months, doing everything from the office has been quite difficult. But
yeah, I think that is.
Capacity for anything over and above is just written off.
Yeah, and I think that's perfectly understandable. I think there's like 2 kind of ways that people have dealt with it. Some have been super creative, and others haven't.
I've been on that side.
I mean, yeah, and I kind of have been that way as well. I haven't really written as much as normal, but yeah. So I think it's completely understandable. It's not it's a strange thing we find ourselves in, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And one day you think you're absolutely fine and you can
the
world, and then the next day you just want to curl up under your duvet and just sleep it off for a week. It's such a bizarre thing, and I think everyone is dealing with it so differently. And however we all come out of it, we've all come out of it. So
yeah, I agree.
Deal with that whilst you're going through it is completely okay.
Yeah.
I feel bad that I haven't been more creative, but just getting by and getting through daily is enough.
No, and I don't think you should feel bad, because it's like you say, it's how you deal with these things, isn't it? And you don't know that in the future, and that like in the next month or year, that this time might influence your writing in a way you never thought of.
Out of it,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, the creative arts has kept us all going, hasn't it, over the last 5 months?
Absolutely.
How many people have watched Netflix?
Yeah, it's all been about the arts. It's so sad that you've been underrepresented with the government and everything else. Another story, but considering the arts is what has gotten everybody through.
I know. And then and it's the one industry that's been absolutely left behind, hasn't it, throughout this, and so many places closing. So yeah, fantastic. Oh, well, thank you. I hope you're going to bring the poem that you wrote with Nabila tomorrow night.
I certainly can do that.
Yeah, because it'd be great to get as many. Hopefully, we've got enough time to get everybody.
Yeah,
everybody.
I'm so excited, and I'm so looking forward to there being.
I can't wait.
People, I think it's going to be great in that sense, and the fact you've got the hall so we can social distance and do it all.
Yeah, we had to really, because if we had more than 20 people turn up, we really couldn't put them in the cafe, could we? So hopefully we'll have enough room in there and squeeze everyone in, and oh, how exciting. It's so nice to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Obviously in the flesh it'll be even better, but do you know what I mean? I love it. It's great. Thank you, Lottie.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
I will have a little look at the interview and check it's all right.
Okay.
And see that I've done everything, because like I say, you're my first, so if I have to get back to you again, you don't mind, do you?
Not at all. That's fine.
Right, okay. So nice. Look, I like your background as well. Your library, is that your little library there? See, I don't have a library. I've just got books all over the place. So
it's my pride and joy. If the house ever burns down, this is my first port of call. I'm leaving.
Oh no! It's good to see the good forward planning there. I must save my books. Oh, that's fantastic. Typical writer.
Yeah. Well,
anyway, thank you so much, and have a great day. And see you tomorrow. Yeah.
Wicked. See you, gorgeous. Bye.
Bye. Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get out now.
Right.
Oh, end. There you go. Right. End.